Hey YouTube, before I go over this submission, I'm going to talk about what's going to happen this week because I'm filming these basically 3 to 1 week in advance. Because what happened was I asked for viewer submissions and everyone just was like, no problem, we got you. And I got like 35 Great League submissions. I have some Ultra League Premier, but mostly Great League submissions. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to go over the majority of them. So yes, these battles are like 3 weeks old, but it's still good for sort of the learning, which is what a lot of people who have submitted want, is just kind of like go through the battles, analytically, like go over like the teams and what needs to be improved. So this week is probably catching up on all these videos from earlier this season. And then when we're like halfway through the season, because it's still early, it's only like week 4. And then when we're halfway through the season, then we'll start going into the grindy, you need this team to hit legend sort of thing. So we are going to start with Ketoman. His name is Chris. And he actually sent a couple in. And this one was... So let's just talk about this team. He said the first set I went 5-0, and the second set I went 4-1, but I panicked and threw a couple I should do better. He also sent me one earlier with very, very, very long, saying, I just started playing Pokemon Go in November of 2023. I've only played 2 seasons of JBL, ace both times. I'm learning a lot. And then there's like a big thing about like trying to like improve his game and wants me to do multiple of these to like help improve. So let's start with this one. And when I looked at the team, because I looked at this team, I'm like, okay, 2 things with this team. And it goes back to what a video that I did like 3 weeks ago. Mantine Annihilate Mandibuzz can work. Usually when you run double flyer, you want to run double flyer with one of Gligar, Dragonite, or something that neutralizes electric, right? If you're not going to neutralize the electric, you have a double weakness to Lantern, or other, not even Lantern, Charge Bug. Lantern's the toughest one. And then there's like Togedemaru, another Pokemon that you'll have problems with. So, can you run a Mandibuzz Mantine team together? Theoretically, yes. Can you do it like this? No. And it's the same thing that went back to the A/Registeel video that I put out 3 weeks ago. You can't have your weakest Pokemon on the lead because you can't auto switch out of it if you see the electric, so you need a Pokemon that can at least chip it. And that's why Mandibuzz is so bulky and so good. So Mandibuzz needs to be the lead on this team. Because if you see a Lantern or you see something else, and then you go Annihilate, and then they have an answer for Annihilate, you then have a Lantern left with probably shield advantage, or like shield against your Mantine and Mandibuzz. So basically what you need to do is you need to lead the Mandibuzz so that if you see a Lantern on the lead or some other electric, you stay in with Mandibuzz and you try and chip as much as you can with the Snarl Dark Pulse. You're bulky enough, you can probably take a move. And then you get into your Annihilate after. So there's double weakness there, and there's also a double weak fighting. Or sorry, like you have a dark and a fighter, so you're double weak to Fairy in the back. So double weak Fairy, double weak fighter. Double weak electric, 2 electric, double weak to Fairy, which makes this tricky team to run. And again, like if right now, unless you're safe swapping like Annihilate, but then Mantine's not an answer to Fairy. So like the team comp itself, I'm not in love with. You have too many double weaknesses and it's going to cause you problems there. Now I know you went 5-1 in the first set, which is great. And then you said 1-4 in the second set. So let's take looks and battles. I think there's going to be 4 wins and then you're going to see the 1-4. So good lead here. You're obviously just staying in. They come in with Goodra. You are staying in and going to the Ice Beam. Aqua-Tail, that seemed quick. So that seemed like an Aqua-Tail, which is resisted. Gonna get to the Ice Beam. So staying in here is actually not the worst idea because you can get your Mandibuzz on the Venusaur. So that's fine. You mistimed that fast move timing there. So you're gonna take this out. You have a 2-turn fast move and they have a 5-turn fast move, right? So 2 and 7 are the ideal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the worst one. 2 and 7 is ideal. 1 and 6 are like the next ideal, I think. 3 is not ideal because that would mean you only get to 6 and they're going to get 4 turns worth. 5 is the worst because 5 times 2 is 10 for you. 2 times 5, 2 energy for the wing attack times 5 wing attacks is 10 energy. 5 energy on 5 turn fast move on the Talonflame times 2 is 10. When you line up on the 10 and you throw a charge move, they are allowed to throw their fast move. So you just let 5 turns worth of a fast move through here. Okay, I gotta go back and link my fast move optimization in every one of my videos. It's gotta be the first link. Don't like this that one bit. So you went Ice Beam. They're gonna get Incinerate through. That's fine. You're still resisting the Incinerates. You have a Venusaur on the lead, which Mandibuzz needs to align with because Annihilape has resisted counters. So you stay in here, you take these resisted, you chip it with Aerial Ace, and then you go into Mandibuzz to absorb. There's no reason to give up switch here. I know what you're... I'm going to pause. I'm pausing and now thinking myself here now. I think I understand why. Because you essentially think your Annihilape is useless because you have a Flyer and a Poison. So you might as well just come in now with the Mandibuzz. I think because Mantine is so close to an Aerial Ace and resisting those, you stay in with Mantine, you chip with Aerial Ace, you can come in even Annihilape after and just try and go counter Night Slash just to like chip or grab a shield, and then you just sweep with Mandibuzz in the back. But I know what you're thinking here. You're thinking I could like come in here, you're mistiming on the thing. Okay, so I just think like if you're gonna come in Mandibuzz, you need to try and keep this alive because it's the best answer to your Venusaur. You also mistime this Snarl one with theirs. So Snarl is a 3-turn move. Snarl's a 3-turn move. Incinerate is a 5-turn move. So once you throw 2, the optimal timing is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 2 is 10. That minimizes. When you're throwing 1, 2, and then the move here, you're letting 4. That's only 6. So you're letting that 4 extra of Incinerate through. So it's just a lot of extra energy. 3 and 5, that's fine. Like that's sort of what you have to do just to like take this out and chip it sort of thing. That's fine. But now you're just going to have to go 2 shield. Okay, sacrificing this. That's okay, not sacrificing this. Sacrificing this would not have been a bad answer. You still have 1 shield Annihilape, which should be okay because Annihilape is pretty hard and Venusaur is very glassy, so you should be able to just Shadow Ball this. But yeah, you got to think about like which Pokemon are good in the long run here. Because it seems like you were giving up, like you just gave up your main sort of switch advantage alignment unnecessarily here. Sorry, I'm trying to make either go this down, this up. And I know you won, but there's a couple of plays there that it's like, eh. Okay, next. Terrible editing on my part. Okay. Scrafty, so great lead. Super effective wing attack, super effective aerial aces. They are running Snarl. Okay. Snarl, Scrafty with Thunder Punch. Interesting. I mean, Snarl, Scrafty. What's the energy generation? Okay, I don't want to... Sorry, this is just one of my... I don't understand why you would ever run Snarl, Scrafty. But now I got to find out why. And I have to find out mid thing. So I do this in my real life too. Let me just look up Scrafty and then I'll tell you that about real life and then we'll go back to battles. So energy is 4.33 as opposed to 3.5. Again, counter, you'd rather run counter with the 4.8 damage per turn and the 3.5 energy per turn as opposed to Snarl with 2 damage per turn and 4.33 energy per turn. So it is quicker energy. So quicker energy, it's interesting because I mean, I still think you run counter, but the argument to be made here is it's not a good argument, but their argument would probably be, one, I don't know what I'm doing, but two would be Power Punch is a bait move, but it's also a move just to ramp up your fast attack. So if you're not going to ramp up counter, wouldn't you just want to get to the charge moves faster? So that's why they're running Snarl. You know, not bad, but again, it's hard to ever give up that 4.8, 3.5 damage. Anyways, I do this. You see me in these videos always go off on tangents, but I always I have to do this right now. I'm like that in my real life right now, in real life as well. Like something will come up. Was a perfect example. Oh, New York. So I want to go to New York Go Fest. I'm pretty much set up to go. I'll confirm stuff by the time this video is on. We're getting my kids to bed. I'm in my daughter's room getting her to bed, and I'm like, when is my passport due? And it's not like I could just like get her to bed in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then go check my passport. I'm like, 1 second, and I had to like go check my passport immediately. So that's just like my personality. That's what I do. Is just like immediately answer my like craving to like know something. So now they're at a second Thunder Punch. So you can shield to take switch or just come in with Annihilate after and counter down. So you'll lose switch there. Crazy. Lose switch to Scrafty, but I guess it makes sense. Just counter down. That's fine. Trevenant. So it's not the worst to sneak out right away because Trevenant is because you have such an answer with mandibuzz, but with Trevenant being so glassy in this scenario, again, it's not like this is a wrong play because you have such a hard answer in mandibuzz for Trevenant. But if you've already done enough, I think you do 2 counters here. If you've already done enough to get to the Night Slash, I'm probably just throwing the Night Slash because Night Slash will do like 50% to Trevenant. So at this point, it's like grab a shield or like do 50% chip and then get into mandibuzz. But having an answer immediately to mandibuzz is okay. My only concern is if you did this properly, if they did a team build properly, Lick a Tongue in the back is not what I expected. And now you have a lick like a ghost type lick coming in here, which is like a bad matchup for them. So gonna chip with Dark Pulse. Obviously, I think you probably just go to Dark Pulse again. And because mandibuzz is your win condition, I am probably shielding up everything here. Because I would start shielding because there's nothing that, I mean, Shadow Ball will hurt, but there's really nothing that can be done here, like on the Trevenant to your mandibuzz. And now you're just going to try and go Annihilate. This is an interesting play. Okay, so still not enough to take out. Claws are resisted, so you should be able to get to at least. Now you have to shield. You may be able to Snarl, get to 2 Air Laces, and then just get to the Shadow Ball or Night Slash. Like, I think that's what your play you're trying to do here is. There's 1 shield. Claws are resisted. I mean, I saw both popped up. If you can only get to 1, just get to the. But maybe you'll get to 2. And now you just kind of let yourself get farmed and you have them. You call Seed Bomb bait, or you shield the Shadow Ball potentially. It is just a Seed Bomb bait. You'll just outpace them, luckily. Yeah, so you won that. I don't like any of the plays to win that. The main one being, yes, Annihilate has a move. Like that's why I would chip first. Like if you can just chip it and force them to grab a shield or take a bunch of their health, that will then set you up in the back half of this matchup. But then when you saw that it was a Lick a Tongue in the back, you should be immediately going in your mind, win condition is mandibuzz. Lick is resisted. I've got a wall to Trevenant and mandibuzz. I should be shielding up mandibuzz and running with that to win this matchup, as opposed to letting it just be like chipped with Lick a Tongue, and then you get into like a bad matchup with Annihilate with down shield and stuff. Like you won, but they were like very close to a move to take you out too. So probably closer than it needed to be, quite honestly. Okay, here we go. This is where you get kind of lucky here. You get kind of lucky here in the fact that it is still super. Yeah, okay. And now your Annihilate is also taking resisted counter. This is why like a ground would be better if you're truly gonna run a double flyer with two things weak to electric. You need a ground in the back to deal with the electric. Mudboy, Clodsire, stuff like that, because you're now just coming in with the resisted counters here as well. So yeah, if you're truly gonna run Mandibuzz, Mandibuzz on the lead, because you'll deal better with Charge Bug and all these other electrics, and 2, Mudboy in the mid game here. Deal with steals and also deal with electric. And now you're gonna get hit with just an X Scissor, so you'll live. That's fine. You grab 1 shield. You have a move loaded. See what they come in with. Vigoroth. Yeah, this is one just probably staying in Night Slash and just oh, they caught on a Gel Sense with Bubble. Interesting. So you're gonna chip it, go in Mandibuzz, and basically, yeah, you can Dark Pulse Ralph right away. I don't know if it takes it out. It does. Oh, 1 HP. I was about to say, so close. If you hit all the bubbles on your Night Slash, you would have taken it out. As someone who misses his bubbles constantly and constantly gets called out for it by his subscribers. Rock Slide will do super effective here. And I'm wondering if they can outpace you because they had a bunch of energy loaded. Heck, you know what? I wouldn't even do Rock Slide. I would just do 2 Body Slams. Because you're going to need a second one anyways. Yeah, they just cost themselves by not going 2 Body Slams. So this is on your opponent. Like, your opponent needs to recognize, and it's tough if you don't know how much moves do, but you have counters, which are doing neutral. You have Body Slam, which is one of the best fast moves, like one of the best quick charge moves in the game, and you get Stab, same type attack bonus, because it's a normal typing with Vigoroth. You should know that a Rock Slide non-stab is not going to take out Mandibuzz from this range. So you're only when you need to go 2 Body Slams anyways, because like Rock Slide won't take it out and counter will not allow you to take it down enough. So 2 Body Slams is the play. So if they went 2 Body Slams, you lose this matchup. But the fact that they go Rock Slide and then cannot get to another Body Slam is the reason, or counter down. Just right, Mandibuzz is just a little too tanky. 2 Body Slams probably would have been a way to go here. Do they not have a move? Okay. You definitely should have lost that one. Okay. Swoobat. I have no idea what the moves are. I know they have some sort of like Psychic Fangs or something. Yeah, so you take the first Psychic Fangs, that's fine. If it's is it running Confusion? Because then you need to work. Is that Confusion? What is that moveset? Is that Confusion? Or Psycho Cut? It looks like a Confusion. Because if it's Confusion, you do 1 wing attack before you do that. What is this moveset? This is me just not knowing the Pokemon. Okay, you grab 1 shield. Yeah, I stopped the battles. 1 second here. Swoobat. Confusion. Yeah. Confusion and Air Slash. And that looked like Confusion. So it was a 4-turn move, which means that you need to throw on the odds. 1 wing attack on 1 wing attack, charge move. 3 wing attacks, charge move. 5 wing to minimize their energy gain. Okay. Mandibuzz is your only option here. Confusions are resisted. Psychic Fangs is resisted. I don't know what the other move is. It's early. I would probably, yeah, you can just take it out right away. I guess you don't want your defense lowered too much. So Dugong immediately switch to Annihilate. No. You can't do that. Okay. And both of them he's an idiot too. Okay, you're not an idiot. But you can't take you have an answer for it in the back with Annihilate. You're taking super effective from the ice shards. You take 1, 2, 3, 4. You take four ice shards, which are super effective on you. So immediately that's 4 ice shards you shouldn't have taken. You actually get to the move, and then you don't throw the move, and you bank the move and just come and Annihilate. So you put yourself in. Okay, first of all, it's a 12-28 Dugong. Okay, I didn't even see that. So that's why this matchup is going to be easy, because you're just going to beat the Dugong just based on the HP anyways. And I'm guessing this Quillfish, given how it's a poison and you were chunking it. Oh, no, it's 1500. So first of all, if the Dugong is powered up, you would not even be doing as much on this counter damage. The second thing is the Dugong did 4 ice shards on you and then get the 5th one here. If you're ever in this position and your opponent just came in with a brand new Pokemon on a loaded Dugong, Icy Wind it, lower their attack, and then get into your other Pokemon. Like, immediately lowering their attack is what you do here. So you get the Night Slash off on the Quillfish. Quillfish is an interesting Pokemon. It is a dark poison, so counters are neutral, which is nice. I saw the poison, I'm like, why are these counters doing so much? Because they are also half dark. Holy smokes, is this thing glassy. Just going for the Night Slash, which is, I guess, fine. You just boost. Okay, this game's definitely over then. I would shield and just counter down as much as you can. Yeah, you could just counter down before. Or they had a move. I think you could probably just counter down, no? Oh no, they get to a move. But it's a 12-28, so will this even take out from this range? No. A normal Dugong would, but 12-28 is not going to move the needle. Okay. They get out into Stunfisk. Okay, Aerial Ace is resisted. Okay. You only have 2 options here. If you want to stay in and take a couple Thunder Shocks, that's fine to get off an Ice Beam. Ice Beam, which is super effective. This is resisted because it's electric. So you either do one of 2 things. You stay in and get off the Ice Beam, or you immediately switch to Annihilate. Throwing Aerial Ace is not and you're staying in for some reason. You just drew out your electric on a double weak to electric team. You should be immediately going in, and now your whole Pokemon just went down. And now you're coming to Mandibuzz. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I'm going to chalk this up as to one of the brain farts that you talked about in your thing, about how you said, you can call them brain farts. You called them brain freezes, which is the more nicer way of putting it. I had a brain freeze, which threw me completely off track, where I didn't shield and think fast enough. Yes, you did not think fast enough here. Electric, and this is why I think a ground will probably be better for this team, especially being double weak to electric, because a ground is just a very obvious when you see electric go ground. And that's the thing with like Annihilate. Is like, can it do well against these Pokemon? Yes. Is it the best answer for these Pokemon? No. So if you don't have like the best answer immediately on your team, you like have to overthink it. Whereas opposed to it's very obvious. Like, you have a fire Pokemon, you see a grass, you come fire, right? You see a fire Pokemon, you have a water Pokemon, you come water. You see an electric, do you come your ghost fighter, right? So if you're at the point of your skill level where you can't make that sort of immediate like connection that you still need to go Annihilate because it's your only answer to electric, just make it very obvious with like a ground Pokemon would be my suggestion. But yeah, so you showed your 2 flying types to their electric Pokemon in a 1 in 4 set. So I imagine this may be part of the 1-4. This discharge will chip, or Mud Bomb, whatever. Still chips. Quillfish. 2 Quillfish? 2 Quillfish. I haven't seen a I've used it before, the Husky and Quillfish, but I've used it in like a limited meta tournament. Um, why would you run that Pokemon and why would you see two of them? Powered up, right? Togekiss, and now you have the right two shielded fairy left, right? So this was part of your just like team weakness, which is why you should not run a team with double weak to fairy, double weak to electric, because it's not going to work. Yeah, so you really didn't have any chance on this anyways. Yeah, so you didn't have a chance on this anyways. Mantine into Talonflame. Okay, good lead. Stay in. Just take any move. If it's a Brave Bird, so be it. Get off the Ice Beam. That's fine. This is actually optimal timing. I don't know if you know that, but 7 is optimal timing, which is good. You get that through. I would just take the Brave Bird or Fly, whatever it is. It's a Brave Bird. That's fine. Ferrothorn. I mean, you have two answers for this. Both Annihilate or Mandibuzz. So, you know what? Yeah, you can just stay and chip and then just figure out what you want to do after. That's fine. I don't hate this. It's not like you need to immediately go. There is only one answer, though, and it's Annihilate. Yeah. And I think it's because you need to get the alignment on the Talonflame with your yeah. So I don't even hate this. I don't hate. This is the only problem with not coming in right away. Is that you let just farmed up and now you burned a shield and now they're still gonna lose alignment. So good there. You either try and catch or just sacrifice this. Yeah, okay, just going in here. You know it has Brave Bird. Okay, you get the move off. They're going to shield. You know it has Brave Bird and your Nihile's pretty low, so you probably need to shield this. Yeah. So you'll chip here. They're going to have to throw up Scald. How much HP do you have on the Annihilate? I think you just let this go and try and Annihilate sweep. I mean, you're going to force them to throw another move, and then you can maybe counter down. You can't instant swap because now they're just going to take you out. No, you can't. Unless you can Snarl down from this range. Because now they're going to take you out. They may not get to another move, and you can maybe get the Snarl down here. Yeah, they do get to another. Let maybe Mud Bomb. How many? We're pretty deep in. I don't know if that's Scald. Yeah, I don't think you can come in here. I think you have to just let them take you out here. Like force them to throw that Scald before you get here. Because the counter damage does so much. Like Snarl's not a good move for damage. It's a good move for energy generation. So you will get a lot of damage with the counters. So if you just like force them to throw the Scald on your Mandibuzz, then you can come in and counter the rest there. Okay, neutral lead. Honestly, because it's so glassy, you can go to an Ice Beam, but you can probably just go, yeah. Like you can fake Ice Beam maybe, but I would also probably just throw Aerial Ace against Dragonite. It's so glassy in the Great League. Again, giving up Switch. I don't like giving up Switch unnecessarily. This is otherwise a neutral matchup. I would have just stayed in. Get hit with a Registeel, so that's fine. Just keep throwing Dark Pulses. I wouldn't shield up anything. No. First of all, Aerial Ace is resisted. Unless you think they're going to get to the Zap Cannon or Focus Blast. But like, I would just go to that. Because now they're just going to overfarm here a bit. And you may even live Zap Cannon from this range. Nope, you can't shield this. You got to run Annihilate here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Three things. One, don't give up Switch on the lead when a Mantine and Dragonite is an easy matchup. 2, if you do give up Switch into Mandibuzz, Dark Pulse is neutral against Registeel, Aerial Ace is resisted. 3, you've already got a shield from them. You got Annihilate that can ramp up with counters and come out with a ton of energy on the Registeel. So don't waste any shields on Mandibuzz. Throw the Dark Pulses, chip as much as you can, go down, come in with Annihilate. If you have to shield a Zap Cannon on the Annihilate, fine. but you're basically going to come out with a Shadow Ball out of the Registeel matchup. You can't come in here, throw resisted moves, and shield, right? Now you're just going to try and bank the 2 Pokemon, but they're still going to get, still going to do a move, still going to chip you. The Dragonite's still going to hit you hard. You have to shield the Zap Cannon because this will really hurt. This thing, throw the move. Dragonite probably won't take you out from this range. If they're smart, they just let this go and just go with whatever in the back. Unless they're like double weak in the back to counter user. But still, I would, if I was them, I'd go 1 shield with whatever's in the back here. So you get boosted, especially a Lantern. Especially a Lantern when you've already shown Mandibuzz Mantine. Okay, your opponent should have gone 1 shielded Lantern for the win here with ease. I still think they're going to win with ease. Nope. Exact opposite. If you're going to try and catch, you come in Mandibuzz to get ahead on energy, and you catch on the Mantine, because Mandibuzz is the only thing that can throw. There's no reason to get 2 energy on the Mantine, let them spark up a couple times to get even more energy, and then come in and take the charge move on your Mandibuzz, which is the only thing that can actually do stuff here. So no, this is, yeah. So those 4 things in this matchup. Stay in the match, don't throw resisted air lace, annihilate for this shield advantage win, and if you're going to try and catch, you catch the other way around. Mandibuzz onto Mantine, not the other way around. So, goodish lead here. It gets a little tricky with the Stone Edge, but you'll live 1 Stone Edge. Especially from a non-shadow. And they give up switch into Wiggly. And you're double weak to Fairy in the back. So yeah, chip here. Now your only answer is Annihilate, which can hit neutral with counter onto the half normal typing. Okay. You're not as bad as I put it in the title. People say I was harsh, that one person that I said doesn't know about typings. Your last 2 battles have shown me that you maybe don't know about typings as much as well. Because there's really only one answer. Half normal, half fairy, counter is neutral. So come in and counter. And I would actually throw Night Slash right away too against the Wiggly. Oh, double fairy, you're screwed anyways. But like, you need to come in and counter that. Probably Night Slash that to just try and boost and counter your way through that. Again, your team comp is kind of screwed here anyways, but... And you're throwing a resisted Dark Pulse onto a... Are you trying to gaslight me up here? No, I'm just kidding. I know you said that you're new to the game. Go check out a typings chart. I gotta find a chart. So I gotta put 2 things in my thing. I gotta put the fast move video, that's mine, and I gotta find a typing chart online and throw that in the comments as well. You gotta grass Pokemon. You gotta flying move. That's your answer. You're throwing resisted Dark Pulses into it. So yeah, go and check the move updates. The typings, and learn what's hit super effective and stuff like that. This is a long video. This is gonna be longer than some of my season analysis videos. Okay, just a Night Slash. Let it go. They catch on a Dragonite. That's okay. You either go Mandibuzz or you just stay in here. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Because Mantine does have a better matchup against Annihilate, and you've already chipped, so you'll very easily be able to keep switch here. You don't need to shield. In fact, I probably wouldn't shield. There was no reason to, yeah, you don't need to shield. You're going to take switch anyways. Dark Pulse is fine. Again, you'll live this, so you don't need to shield. Get to the Dark Pulse. The only thing I would shield is if they shield back, because you should fight for switch here. Okay, so they let it go. That's fine. Poliwrath on the lead. So Aerial Ace, yep. And then you can just align your Annihilate on Poliwrath and your Mantine on their... What do they have on the lead? Annihilate? Yeah, you know what? Coming in here is not a bad idea. Not the worst. I probably just would have personally. I don't think it's gonna matter. I think I would have just stayed with the mandibuzz, forced him to throw energy, chipped a bunch, and then air lace. Just okay. Probably could have just, and then just immediately come annihilate and just go counter even a Night Slash after this chip. Okay, throw the move. Throw the move. Okay. Okay. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. This is like, it's a lot to like analyze these battles. Again, I've seen, although I'm sure if I sent some of my battles to like actual like 3,300, 3,500 ELO players, they'd be like, who is this scrub? But yeah, some things to learn. Again, I can't tell if you team built this. No, I thought that you understood typings in the early parts of the video, but those last 3 videos show me that you may not know typings. Because I saw at the ending you were trying to throw, first of all, you overfarmed there for no reason when you should have just taken it out, but then you tried to throw a Dark Pulse onto a fighter, which is resisted. So I don't understand. I don't know if you just don't know typings fully, or you just don't, some of them but not all of them. I would go look at a typing chart, because there are some questionable plays at the ending there. And then, yeah, I think the biggest issue was the team build, quite honestly. Being double weak to electric, double weak to fairy is just like, you kind of set yourself up for failure if you see certain Pokemon in certain spots. Like, they're like auto losses. You can't do much about it. So, yeah, I would go back with those. It's funny. I'm going to say this right now from Dr. T-Bone, who just posted on my video 3 weeks ago on the Crest video, because the title was "Subscriber Knows Nothing About Typings." And they put a really, I think, good breakdown in the comments. I'm gonna like this and ping, and I'm gonna right now like this and pin this. I can't pin it yet. I'll go in the thing and pin it. But they basically said, no, where did it go? Okay. Basics. They broke it down to what you should to become what you need to learn. And there's basic, intermediate, advanced. And basic is learn typing, learn fast move timing, and play with a PV Poker content creator team. Intermediate is learn to team build on your own. Okay, learn movesets, learn counts. And then advanced is learn CMP tie, IV dependent breakpoints, and playing with win cons and and predicting your other team. So that's not a bad breakdown. The third basic one is, you kind of saw my face, is play with a PV poke or content creator team. I get what they're saying. They're saying what basically, I'm not going to put out a team that's going to have as many faults as this team, right? Again, double weak to electric, double weak to fairy, the wrong lead on the flyer. I won't do that. So the reason they're saying play with the content creator team is because we know how to make teams that should work all around. I have said multiple times, if you're going to use a content creator team, you better know how to use it properly, because you can't just, and this is why when I see retention on videos, I always kind of laugh. You cannot click on a content creator's team, see the team, and go play it yourself. That's not how it works. You need to understand the ins and outs of the matchups, when to stay in, when to leave, what is your win con, what Pokemon, which role do each Pokemon play. You need to know all that, which you don't get unless you watch the video, think about it, practice with it, and then go into battles. If you just look at a team and go into the battles, you're gonna get killed. But yeah, typings and fast move timing. Honestly, I put fast move typing into the intermediate, quite honestly. In fact, some of those intermediate learn movesets, I know what they're saying with counts, but I would actually switch the basic. I would put learn movesets into the basics, and fast move timing into the intermediate is what I would do there. Anyways, that is it. This is a very, very long video. I had lots of stops and lots of discussion on these battles, but people are in like the analysis, so we'll keep these going. Anyways, many more great league teams from you guys coming this week, so stay tuned for longer analytical videos. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.